Macron saying he will not join the border peace?
Oh, did he say that? Well,
Yeah.
nobody wants him because he's going to be out of office very soon. So, I'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes, and he'll join. But he doesn't have to join.
But we do prefer respect to bullies.
The world's two biggest leaders, U.S. President Donald Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron, were seen bickering. The fight started just before the World Economic Forum in Davos, when Trump invited President Macron at Board of Peace, which will aim to restore peace in Gaza and other war-affected areas. However, the French president rejected the invitation.
Have you invited President Putin to be a member of the Board of Peace?
Yeah, he's been invited.
Do you have any response to President Macron saying he will not join the Board of Peace?
Oh, did he say that? Well,
Yeah.
nobody wants him because he's going to be out of office very soon. So, that's all right. What I'll do is if they feel like Costa, I'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes, and he'll join. But he doesn't have to join. If he said that, you're probably giving it to me a little bit differently. But if he actually did say that, but as you know, he's going to be out of office in a few months.
Later, just before the Davos event started, Trump leaked private text messages with Macron about Greenland after having threatened him with 200% tariffs. President Macron had to respond to Trump, and he did, on stage in front of world and business leaders.
This is as well a shift towards a world without effective collective governance, and where multilateralism is weakened by powers that obstruct it or turn away from it, and rules are undermined. And I can multiply the examples of international bodies weakened or left by the key economies. And when we look at the situation, it's clearly a very concerning time, because we are killing the structure where we can fix the situation and the common challenges we have. Without collective governance, cooperation gives way to relentless competition. Competition from the United States of America through trade agreements that undermine our export interests, demand maximum concessions, and openly aim to weaken and subordinate Europe, combined with an endless accumulation of new tariffs that are fundamentally unacceptable, even more so when they are used as leverage against territorial sovereignty. Faced with the brutalization of the world, France and Europe must defend an effective multilateralism because it serves our interests and those of all who refuse to submit to the rule of force. Obviously, France and Europe are attached to national sovereignty and independence, to the United Nations and to its charter. And it's not an old-fashioned way to live multilateralism. It's just not to totally forget what we learned from the Second World War and remain committed to cooperation. And this is also because of those principles that we have decided to join the mutual exercise in Greenland without threatening anyone, but just supporting an ally and another European country, Denmark.
Not only Macron, but also Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney did not hold back in calling out Trump's tactics.
It seems that every day we're reminded that we live in an era of great power rivalry, that the rules-based order is fading, that the strong can do what they can and the weak must suffer what they must. And this aphorism of Thucydides is presented as inevitable, as the natural logic of international relations reasserting itself. And faced with this logic, there is a strong tendency for countries to go along to get along, to accommodate, to avoid trouble, to hope that compliance will buy safety. Well, it won't.
after Trump openly called out many world leaders. Is he going to stop?
How far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland?
You'll find out.